The rules of welfare, don't work, don't save, don't get married, we'll just keep you enslaved to this poverty plantation, don't work. And I know it firsthand.
This is Star Parker. She knows about welfare firsthand because she once was a recipient of welfare for 7 years. She says the welfare bureaucracy encouraged her to stay dependent on the government. In a news segment, she said, "On the form they just made sure that you didn't work, you didn't save, and you didn't get married." Because all of these were true, she got 2 checks a month, one on the 1st and one on the 15th. They also gave her food stamps, paid her medical bills, and for daycare, even though she had no job.
Welfare was intended as an aid to victims of the Great Depression. With a lot of Americans being without work, a lot of families battling, the government created the program, which was well intended. Unfortunately today, welfare is actually being abused by lots of people groups that actually don't really need it. It's grown into a $400 billion program that is keeping people dependent, in my opinion, on the government.
People might ask, well, what about people who can't work at all? Then this doesn't apply to them. But in order to offer the needy welfare benefits, a strict process of identification must occur.
You've got to be able to identify who they are amongst us that absolutely cannot help themselves. They have no one, they have no resources.
Once potential workers have been identified, they should be removed from the welfare system. If individuals are physically able to work, they should not be given a free pass because of their disinterest in employment, or else they'll be taking advantage of the welfare system.
The creators of welfare meant well, meant to help people, but handouts have unintended consequences.
Once I found out about welfare, why work when I can hang out here? This was fabulous.
In 1996, under the Bill Clinton administration, Congress passed the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act, which gave more control over the welfare system to the states. But each state had to meet certain criteria to ensure recipients were being encouraged to work themselves out of welfare. The program was called TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. Some people doubted the success of this reform and predicted even more poverty, but it seemed to work.
The record numbers of people that were on there just left the welfare system and nobody died.
Star Parker found jobs.
I started a little magazine and it began to grow over time.
She never returned to welfare.
Most people went and got jobs, and some went and went home, apologized to their mom, and moved in and started over, got back into school. Other folks started thinking about their own life again.
Nearly 2 million children rose out of poverty. Welfare caseloads fell by half.
But the current administration decided to pass the Unemployment Insurance Extension, which allowed unemployment benefits to last nearly 2 years instead of the previous 26 weeks.
That does encourage dependency.
It did encourage me to pass up job openings that I could have applied for.
How many?
Probably half a dozen.
Patrick Berry lost his job writing software manuals. He says his 99 weeks of unemployment benefits led him to turn jobs down because they paid less than unemployment.
That would amount to a pay cut, and why would I want to do that?
Fresno, California has 17% unemployment. Yet people who run employment agencies here tell us people turn down jobs all the time.
We call them for a position and they say, no thanks, I'm on unemployment. A lot of people take advantage to try to work the system. If the state's going to give me money, why not take it?
So why are we funding these people money from taxpayers' pockets and driving our country further into debt when they're putting no effort forward to become employed and even offering up opportunities? So instead of passing out benefits to people who have the capacity to work, the government should be funding organizations like Star Parker's that help people in welfare to migrate into the work system. As Bill Clinton once stated, welfare should be a second chance, not a way of life.